Trump's assassination attempt took place in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, city in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump gematria. I am the angel of the earth. Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia. God's Illuminati. Real ID, the beast beginning. In other words, he will be the one setting off the beast system. Remember, it said angel on earth, and this took place in Pennsylvania. And Philadelphia is a city in Pennsylvania. To the church in Philadelphia, to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, right? These are the words of him who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. While he opens, no one can shut, and while he shuts, no one can open. I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. I will make those who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews, though they're not, but are liars. I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you. Trump declares himself King of Israel, second coming of God. And you should know by now that these are Khazarian identity thieves. The ones claiming to be of Yah, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will also keep you from the hour of trial that is going to come on the whole earth to test the inhabitants of the earth. I am coming soon. Hold on to what you have so that no one will take your crown on your head. So what this means is that Jacob, the remnants, will be pulled out. The gathering will be taking place. And then the whole earth will be tested. Also, the Boule was founded in Philadelphia in 1904. Those are tribal brothers that sold themselves to Rome. Freemasons, all these Greek fraternities, those claiming to be Hebrew but they're not because they serve the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, those. Also founded in Philadelphia. Back to the gematria. Illuminati gods decode contacting aliens. And I already covered in past teaching, anybody that has to do with the aliens, they're part of the Serpent Brotherhood. First horseman, pretending to care. And he does that a lot, pretend to care. Divine Feminine, Queen of Heaven. Yoni hands. Isu forgave the Cleophas. Isu as in the Druid Celtic sun god. And there goes the so-called Star of David. After all, he's the king of the Jews. I came across this on Facebook the other day and I wanted to share it. Divide and Conquer just keeps working. It's a rigged game. Please figure this out. I covered this before, so I'm not going to cover it again, but you can pull up this video on YouTube. It's on the Jesuit Oath. That's the title and that's the content creator. And he reads you the oath. It tells you that the Jesuits are none other than the soldiers of the Pope. And both political parties are Jesuits. Both sides, Democrat and Republican, Jesuits, soldiers to the Pope. Or in other words, agents to the Pope, part of the Brotherhood. Society of Jesus. You have been taught to insidiously plant the seeds of jealousy and hatred between the states. They were once at peace and incite them to deeds of blood, involving them in war with each other, and to create a revolution and civil war in communities and provinces. So in other words, this will be leading to the civil war when they get rid of him. This is a matrix. What they're doing is playing people, one group against another. And the reason that the creator of The Simpsons knows what's so-called going to happen, because he's a grandmaster, that's why. Trump says bullet pierced the upper part of my right ear. Jahusha sits on the right-hand side of the Father. Interesting. Then his master should bring him to Yah, and he should bring him to the door of the doorpost. And his master should bore his ear through with an owl, and he should be his slave forever. Notice how he's always saying, let's make America great again. It wasn't always great, not for Jacob at least. Now it's Esau's turn to go into captivity. America will never be great again. In Christianity, mourning doves also represent death and resurrection of Jesus, which itself is a story of promise, hope, faith, and new beginnings. A dove release at a funeral memorial has become a beautiful tradition to commemorate the life of a departed loved one. Doves can have many meanings across cultures and religions and can symbolize both loss and mourning as well as peace and hope. The visual images of a flock of doves during a cremation or graveside, burial, or everlasting. Doves are symbolic angels escort guiding our souls to Yah. There goes Trump holding a dove. For he is scripted to die. Okay, so let's look at the number here. 88022. Remember, the zero has no value. I will start with 22. The number 22, which is a double 11, which symbolizes disorder and chaos, can mean a concentration of disorganization. That is what this is going to bring to the country. In the Bible, angel number 88 can be related to the number 8. This number represents resurrection and regeneration. New beginning symbolizes revival, restoration of life. In the strong concords, station of Israel in the wilderness. Again, this goes back to the reading of Revelations 3:9, the gathering of his children into the wilderness. I also covered the white buffalo that was born the other day, the prophecies of the Lakota, which is a sign for the second coming. And it's not an albino because albinos have red eyes and this one doesn't. So on June 26th, they had a ceremony and they named them. I can't pronounce the name, but I can tell you that it means return sacred in Lakota. Lakota, Gematria. Bethlehem, sacred, Alpha, Omega, Hebrew, coming, the Lamb. Like I explained before, this is the switching of the guards, the switching of the dragons. The judgment lifted from one and placed onto the other. And like I explained before, everything repeats itself. So we had a civil war. Now there's going to be another civil war coming. And like I said, it's in the scriptures. And it happens during the destruction of Babylon. I'm also going to be adding this video that somebody posted on The Simpsons. The only thing that's in Spanish. In it, the grandmother is explaining to them that why they do remembrance candles on Thanksgiving Day. That's what she goes to explain that before Thanksgiving, they had a blackout, which I'm guessing is when the grids were attacked. So as you can see in the cartoons, they marked it as November 17. Also, November is the time of the elections, right? Remember I explained before, L is for election. And if you're voting for an earthly king, Yah will make sure that you stay behind for that earthly king. They reminded me of the scripture, I will turn your religious festivals into mourning and all your singing into weeping. This one could be also relatable to the 3 days of darkness is also going to happen. And I believe that it will happen on New Year's Day. That is the day that the world celebrates their god Janos for January. And it's a worldwide celebration. So it could be either or, but it's always good to be spiritually prepared. But you guys know that if we have any terrorist attack or anything major happens in our country, that elections would be suspended, right? And whoever is in office stays in office. And as you can see, The Simpsons again drew the first female president. And this is in today's headlines. And I explained before that Obama is the mastermind behind Biden. Biden is just playing a role. He is playing an incompetent role so they can remove him and put Kamala in place. And Kamala, who has no vice president, would just naturally bring Obama in. And Obama eventually would take over as the last pharaoh in America. Kamala Harris, Gematria. Emmanuel, second coming. Kamala, Bible, God, Satan. So when you see her in office, you see how everything is relating to the second coming? I came across this video a couple of days ago. This mother in Tennessee said that for the second time, they cut off her food stamps. I also posted this video, how the first people they're going to be put into the B system, which is the AI system, are the people that are in these benefits, are receiving these benefits. I also went to the doctors on July 15th, and I overheard 2 nurses speaking. They couldn't get into their system, the medical system. They said they were blocked, so they called in a 3rd nurse. Then they called in the doctor, and they couldn't get into the system, the medical system. Not only were they blocked, I overheard her saying, it's in another language. And I covered before that China and Russia will be taking over America. It is scripted. So yes, left wing, right wing, same bird. It's the Roman Aguila, the one that took the house of Israel into captivity. Like I explained before, these are the Germanic people, the Holy Roman Empire. July 17, Governor Hochul declares statewide state of emergency. So this happened in New York State, right? New York is known as the Big Apple. And in the scriptures, we are referred to as this apple of his eye. Rome, city in New York State. Tornado tears through Rome, New York, July 16. Meteor soars over Statue of Liberty, July 16. Over the Big Apple, you think Yah is trying to tell us something? So again, this is so scripted and don't fall for it. We're in a matrix and the matrix is shutting down.
sus velas de remembranza.
Abuelita Lisa, ¿por qué encendemos una vela cada día de Acción de Gracias?
Para recordar el gran apagón que casi destruyó nuestra ciudad. Y de hecho, tuvimos que escribir todo a mano. Todo comenzó un frío día de noviembre, cuando podíamos ver nieve afuera de un museo.
6 días antes del Día de Gracias.
Adiós otoño, hola noviembre.
No teníamos electricidad ni esperanza de conseguirla.
¿Qué pasa? ¡No sabremos!
No entiendo, ¿qué voy a hacer? Bueno, en todo caso, puedo intentar salvar el Día de Gracias. ¡Ah! ¡Ya no hay comida! Tengo algo de batería. Llamaré a apoyo técnico.
Apoyo técnico. Descanse en paz, Wi-Fi.